and welcome to another video. I'm sorry for the bad lighting, but I'm gonna make dinner with you guys, so it is obviously a bit later in the evening and I don't have professional lighting, so I apologize about that. But anyway, I'm super excited about this video because for New Year's Eve I made vegan bitterballs, or meatballs if you will, and they were so good. And what I really like about this recipe is that they are super low in fat because you don't have to fry them. You can just make them in the air fryer without any oil and they will come out great. In my opinion, they taste like the real deal, and the consistency inside is also like the real bitterballs, and I never thought that was possible. The only thing I needed to better is the spices. I only added vegetable stock, you know, the powdered vegetable stock, and yeah, it could use a bit more spices, even though I already liked it with just the vegetable stock. So I'm gonna try to add either chicken spices or stew spices. I'm not sure yet. We'll see in a minute. It's a really simple recipe actually. You only need an eggplant, a few fresh mushrooms, and an onion. And you don't necessarily, oh yeah, and you also need teff flour or buckwheat flour, or any flour will do. You can also use white flour, but I like to use a flour that is less processed than white flour, like buckwheat flour or teff flour. So yeah, that's everything you need, and you don't necessarily need a food processor for this recipe, but I do have to admit it will go way faster if you just throw everything in there, chop it up with your food processor basically. But if you don't have one, you can just chop up everything yourself. It just has to be pretty fine, you know, and then you're going to throw everything in a bowl and mix the flour with it. You'll see in a second because we're gonna make it together. Let me grab my food processor. Okay guys, as usual, my bowl isn't big enough if I'm gonna try to mix the teff flakes. These are actually teff flakes, not really flour, but it's the same. This is just grinded or grounded up more roughly than flour, but it's the same thing, you know. It's a-okay, and yeah, if I'm gonna mix this in this bowl, I'm gonna spill all over the place. I always do this, my god. So yeah, I'm gonna throw everything into a bigger bowl, and then we're gonna mix it up in there. And I'm going to use the stew spices because I smelled the chicken spices and then the stew spices, and I definitely could tell that stew spices would go way better with the bitterballs. So But feel free to add any spices you like. If you like curry powder, then just add curry powder. You can do anything you want. And I'm gonna add a lot because this is a lot, you know. This is a lot of dill. And now I'm just going to add ball. I can't speak. I'm really tired. I didn't sleep this night again. So I'm officially PMDDing, and if you don't know what PMDD is, then I will link a video in the description box of this video in which I explain what PMDD is. It's basically PMS but on steroids. It's premenstrual dysphoric disorder, and it's like when you're PMSing but you... Sorry for my dog. It's when you're PMSing, like women who are PMSing, they still go to work and, you know, they have a rough day, but they're fine. And then there's women who have PMDD and they go to work and they get fired. You can't control it. It's like PMDD is like PMS, but way worse. And the hormones make you do stuff like scream at your partner and be a horrible human being. You're not gonna kill anyone, literally. You're not gonna be a bad person, but you are gonna do bad things, like be really impatient and just irrational, and it's the hormones and you can't control it. It's a real struggle. I made a video about it. So I'm just going to eyeball this until I get a consistency of which I know I can roll firm balls, but not too firm. But this is a lot of vegetables, so I'm gonna have to add a lot of flour. And I'm just gonna add the flour, you know, with bits at a time. And just know that it's better to add too little than too much, because after I've mixed this, I'm gonna let it sit in the fridge for just... Oh no, I'm doing it wrong. I'm so stupid. I should fry this in a pan. This is not how I made it the last time. Okay, this is my ADHD doing its work, but that's okay. I normally stir fry the veggies first, you know, until they have released all of their aromas and flavors, and then in the pan I will add the flour, and then I will put everything in a bowl and add some more flour. Oops! But I think it's also gonna work out this way. I mean, details. So let's get a stir fry pan. Oops. And it's a non-stick pan, so I don't use any oil, by the way. Oh shit, and this part of the kitchen, oh no, it's not dirty. I think I cleaned it, but not well enough. Oops, you're gonna see my dirty kitchen. Or at least the part that I didn't clean as well as I would like. Have to. My English sucks again. Oh my god. I feel like this is such a chaotic video. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so I've kind of shortly stir-fried the mixture. I hope this is still gonna work out, you guys. I'll be so mad if I ruined this, because I was looking forward to it so much. I think I'm still gonna have to add some flour. And this pan normally doesn't stick that much, but I feel like now it's sticking because I added the flour already, but that's okay. It's not burnt or anything, just sticky. Yeah, this is still too moist. It needs some more flour. just a little bit more. And I think after that I'm gonna put it in the fridge and let it stiffen up for just a couple of minutes. Because the veggies are gonna absorb more flour, you know, after a few minutes of sitting in the fridge. So I can always add more flour when I take the batch out of the fridge and it's not firm enough. I can always add more, but I can't suck the flour out of the dough, you know, if it's too hard. So I feel like this is a really good arm workout. Okay, I'm gonna transfer it into a smaller container and then put that in the fridge with a lid on it. I think I could already roll the balls, but you know, just for fun, we're gonna let it sit in the fridge. You never know. I'll see you back in a few minutes, guys. Okay, you guys, we're back. I have only left the mixture in the fridge for 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes tops. So yeah, I'm impatient because your girl is hungry. Okay, let's see if we can roll some balls. Oh yeah, I feel like this is gonna work out perfectly. I just put them in the air fryer without any oil or baking mat or nothing. Just on the roaster that is in the air fryer. And yeah, they might stick a little bit to the roaster. Is that a word? Roaster? It's not a rooster because that's an animal. But yeah, they may stick a little teeny weeny bits, but for me it's a-okay. We're gonna leave them in the air fryer for 10 minutes on 200 degrees, maybe a little less, 190 degrees maybe. And then we're gonna turn them around and fry them, well, air fry them for another 10 minutes. Yeah. And then they're done. You can roll these balls into another batch of teff flakes or breadcrumbs if you would like to. But if you make them in the air fryer, then the breadcrumbs are gonna become really dry if you don't add any oil. It's better to add breadcrumbs if you're gonna fry them, but then they're gonna be really high in fat and unhealthy, you know, because frying stuff in fat makes food lose all of the nutrients, and it also makes the food really fatty and not good for weight loss or weight maintenance or whatever. So that's why I prefer to not fry them in oil and thus not put breadcrumbs on them before I air fry them. A solution to that problem, if you would call it a problem, because I don't call it a problem, would be to, I think, roll the balls into breadcrumbs and then roll the ball with the breadcrumbs on it in some kind of sauce, like ketchup sesame sauce from Gotan or ketchup or barbecue sauce. And then when you air fry them, I think they're not gonna be as dry. But I haven't tried that yet. Feel free to do so and let me know in the comments if that works for you. You can make them small, you can make them big, you can do whatever you want with them. Oops. I'm gonna have to clean the floor after this. I'm such a dirty cooker. And as you can see, guys, You know, I messed up the recipe by not stir frying the veggies before adding the flour, and yet it's working out a-okay. So you don't have to be a great chef cook or anything to be able to eat plant-based and enjoy a plant-based lifestyle or anything. Just be creative, you know. And sometimes you mess up. That's normal. I know it is frustrating when you're hungry, but yeah, that's life. I'm not gonna put balls in the middle because there's this thingy in there that's gonna cut the ball into two, and it's gonna stick on the thing of which I don't know the name. I'll show it to you guys after I've washed my hands. I'm gonna leave the other batch for tomorrow in the fridge because yeah, this is gonna be enough of balls for me. Okay, so what I meant was, can you see with the bad lighting this thingy here in the middle? I feel like now you can see. Oh yeah, the bar. No, it's the bar here. I don't put any balls on that because they will stick to the bar a bit. It's a-okay though if that happens, but like if I can avoid it, I will. So now we're gonna just pop that in. We're gonna be like, 190 degrees and 10 minutes. Voila! And in 10 minutes I'll see you back and we'll flip these together. Yay! Okay guys, we're gonna flip them. Ooh, they look pretty brown, but good brown, you know? Look, this is how they look. And this time we're not gonna be so stupid to... Oh, back up, shut up. That's my dog, sorry. He's playing with his ball, so he's not... The noises he's making are not bad noises. He's just very hyper because he's playing by himself with his ball or balls because he has a lot of toys. So yeah, sorry for the bad lighting. Maybe I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try to film how it looks. Oh, that's better. Yay! So, flipping them. Let's do this. So, I'm so sorry for the bad lighting, guys. So I do this with 2 spoons, and yeah, they do stick a bit to the pan, you know, but you're just gonna flip them, and like, if they, you know, you can, if they're not gonna fall apart, but you can kind of reshape them again, you know, the part that sticks. Oh, and I feel like they only need another 5 minutes because I may have added a bit too much flour. They're gonna be firmer than the last time, I feel, but that's okay. So just another few minutes. I'm gonna put it a bit lower, and then we're gonna do 3 minutes because it goes way faster today than the last time. Just keep an eye on them, you know. It's okay. It's not rocket science or anything. Voila. Ooh. Oh. Also, as this is frying, I just weighed myself, which is not something you should do probably in eating disorder recovery, but I've lost even more weight, and I promised myself and my boyfriend and my therapist and my doctor, my physician, that I would not go under 49 kilos. I don't mind going a bit under if it's just a fluctuation. Like, you can also go above 49 kilos for like 1 day or 2 days and then go back down and stuff. But yeah, we should keep an eye on me not losing too much weight because I still do not want to be anorexic. That is no fun. So I might treat myself to some vegan treats this evening after the bitter balls. And maybe this is a good time to show you guys what you can eat as candy when you're vegan. I'm not saying that these things are healthy. Some things are healthier than other things. I'm just saying they're plant-based. They're still very... Ollie! Yeah, that's my... It's not my small dog, but it's the dog. We're dog sitting. I made a video about that on my other channel. I link it in the description box of this video if you want to check that out. Because Ollie also got bitten by our German Shepherd, and it was totally Ollie's fault. I'm gonna get him out of the kitchen. Ollie! Yeah, it was totally Ollie's fault. He challenged Backup, he tried to attack Backup. But anyway, that's another story, you can go check it out. The link is in the description box down below for you guys. I was saying that, I'm not saying that the candy I'm gonna show you is healthy, because you can eat vegan and be unhealthy. You know, you can eat unhealthy vegan stuff. The things I'm gonna show you are very processed, and if you need to lose weight because you're obese or anything, you might want to avoid these foods. But in moderation, they're great. You know, they're food for the soul. You know what I mean? You've got food for your body, you know, nutritious food, and then there's soul food, you know? I'm gonna show you the stuff I have. I have a lot of stuff, but I'm just gonna show you the things I might eat after the bitter balls, okay? So, I have these salted rice chips, but they're not like rice crackers, like the boring rice crackers. These are actually a bit higher in fat. They're not super high in fat. Oh. They have 6.4 grams of fat per 100 grams of chips. That's actually not that high, but for me and my eating disorder, it's like, wah! They're really good, and I also have them in teriyaki flavor. And those are a bit lower in fat, 6.1. Not that that's a big difference or anything, but yeah, teriyaki flavor. I like the teriyaki flavor the most. And then these are called orangettes. In Belgium, we call them orangettekes. And it's basically pure chocolate, which is vegan, with this, yeah, no, not pineapple, orange thing in it. And it's normally made with gelatin, but these are made with pectin or whatever. I don't know how to say it in English. And oh wait, is there... Oh, let me read the ingredients. Sugar, glucose syrup, dark chocolate, soy lecithin, water, acidifier, thickener, natural flavoring. Oh, and the thickener is pectin. I said it right, apparently. So, you know, if it contains gelatin, then that's not vegan. It's made out of the bones of animals, usually pigs. But pectin is totally vegan, and agar powder is also vegan. So sometimes they replace gelatin with agar powder. But these, you know, they're not vegan on purpose. They are actually, I think, accidentally vegan. It doesn't say vegan or anything, but all of the ingredients are completely vegan, and they're pretty okay in fat, 5.7 grams, still higher than I used to eat. Like 3 grams of fat per 100 grams of food was my maximum, and then it became 4, and then, you know, now for me 5 grams is already high, but that's bullshit, you know, that's just eating disorder bullshit. So please don't think that I told you that 5 grams of fat isn't healthy, because it's not the case. Of course, this does contain a lot of calories because it's a processed food with a lot of sugar, 74 grams of carbohydrates, of which 63 grams pure sugar. But I mean, it's a treat and it's vegan, so yum. And yeah, that's the stuff I might eat after the bitter balls. Don't know. Yeah, what it's gonna be. Oh, and I want to show you another thing that I ate yesterday on top of these chips. So as you can see or tell, I am making an effort to like not become anorexic. These are like chocolate seafood, whatever. And yeah, they're vegan. They're really high in fat, 36 grams of fat. But yeah, that's because of the cacao butter and stuff. But yeah, no milk or eggs or anything in this. And they were delicious. So yeah, I'm really making eating disorder recovery gains mentally, I feel. Okay, let's get these balls out. That sounds weird, right? They smell good. I hope they're just as good as yesterday because, whoa, yesterday they were rocking it. Was that yesterday or the day before? No, it was the day before yesterday. Look! Nu is hem aan het mokken omdat hij geen chips krijgt. Hè. Dat is vegan. Er zit niet genoeg proteïne in voor hondjes. Ja.